I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you...
Greetings technicians, this is Admin Crow here, your coach of the Toronto Star Raptors, bringing you the battle for another week of the TDL, the Technician Dream League. This week we'll be taking on Issac, coach of the Onyx Rayquazas, who's a former member of the Pokemania Club in Waterloo as well. So me and him does have quite a bit of history when it comes down to competitive battling. I played him a couple times as a club mate, or I guess a club member, a fellow club member, and a couple times online, I believe, as well. So he is a very competent player, both his record and he's just from the past battles that I played him. I can say that from a very certain, or I guess very confidently. So he's actually indeed one of the other teams who has an undefeated record in the TDL. So let's see who can come out on top this week. Can the Raptors come through? Let's find out right now. So just from the team preview alone, I see that he didn't bring the Blissey or the Mamoswine. So he does have the Toxapex, which my Coco can track pretty well. I'm pretty surprised that he didn't bring the Mamoswine because he made a transaction right before, I guess 2 weeks prior to our battle. He does bring the Mega Gyarados, so that's no surprise. He made the same that same transaction the week that he picked up both Blissey and Mamoswine. So the Sugar Berry from my Coco is not going to be doing as much as that. I guess it's very unlikely that his mons will pack ground coverage outside of the Gyarados potentially, and the Shed Shell from my Celesteela will put in work as he does have that Magnezone and potentially have the Magnapole ability. So let's just hop into the battle right now. So I'm just gonna lead with my Coco, knowing that he doesn't have a ground immunity, and unfortunately I don't have the Volt Switch, so I won't be able to go for that turn 1. So over here I'm actually gonna go for the Hidden Power Ground, as he does decide to lead with his Magnezone, and turn 1 right away we find out that he is indeed Choice Scarfed. I'm gonna be able to hit that Marowak coming in relatively hard with the Hidden Power Ground. I'm just gonna U-turn out on the following turn, as I don't want to take a potential really hard hitting Flare Blitz or a Shadow Bomb. So over here he's actually gonna predict my switch and bust out the substitute. So the fact that I'm forced to go into my P2, it's actually, I guess, a very poor prep on my side, simply because I didn't really think about what to switch into a Marowak so much. The funny thing is I actually played a Marowak like 2 days ago in PCL as well, so he does caught me off guard with the substitute, followed up by a Focus Punch. I don't have a switch in really to the Marowak. The Celesteela is physically defensive. Obviously it doesn't really appreciate a Flare Blitz. It's mainly to take on the physically offensive Mamoswine and the Gyarados. So I'm forced to go into my specially defensive P2. So as I have to go for the Hidden Power Ground here to break his sub, he catch me off guard with a Focus Punch. As I do live actually indeed on 1%, this is very good prep on his part, but I do live on my godly EV spread over here. So I was actually rushing my play a little bit here. Instead of going for the guaranteed kill with the Hidden Power Ground, which previously did, I believe, actually there's no way for me to tell how much he did, but it did break the sub, so he did at least 25%. So chances are I'll probably be able to knock him out if I do go for the Hidden Power Ground right here. However, I decide to go for the Recover, which is actually a very poor play. Is my first mistake, because at the amount of health he's at, I was thinking to myself, he's probably not going to set up another sub, because I can very well just go for another Hidden Power Ground to break the sub. He's just losing health that way because I do outspeed. So I was actually predicting a switch out. But what I should have done is just to pick up the KO here on the Alola Marowak with my Hidden Power Ground, as I can still safely recover up on that Toxapex, and plus this Alola Marowak is such a threat to my team, as my physically defensive wall Celesteela is not going to be able to handle that very well. so he actually knocks me out by going for another focus punch. Very good play on his part on top of the very well prep. So I'm actually gonna go into my shark right here to force him out. I'm just gonna go for a regular crunch, as I know that I can knock him out from the range he was at, and I don't want to Mega Evolve yet, as I do want to get the speed boost. He does go into his Mega Gyarados to get the Intimidate off on me. I was forced out into my Celesteela, knowing the Gyarados coming in. As he get a free switch into his Magnezone, just gonna be able to full switch all over my team, as I didn't bring a ground immunity. I almost brought the Electivire, but that's not the case. We have to work with what we're given. So over here, I do go into my Kieran Black to take the Volt Switch, as I don't have a electric immunity, as I said before, and I lost my specially defensive wall, which is mean to take on the Magnezone. So he does go into his Buzzwole on the free switching via a Volt Switch, and I'm forced to go into my Gungnir, the Celesteela. I'm pretty much just playing catch up at this point. And Xatu did come, even though I set my offensive mons to outspeed the Xatu, but I wasn't, I guess, taking the magic bounce ability, which I know that he's gonna have for sure right here, when I was team building, or I guess putting that into consideration. So I'm actually gonna go for the Shockwave here. I wasn't expecting the Xatu to come in, because in my opinion it's a very frail mon, and it doesn't do too much back to the Celesteela. But because of my set, I don't really have any good ways to hit the Xatu with. I only went for the Shockwave because I was expecting the Gyarados to want to come in, and he also hits both the Xatu and the potential Toxapex coming in. And as he does go into the Xatu here and pull out a very nice double here into his Magnezone, I believe that was a double, right? No, well, actually, yeah, it was it a double? Maybe it was a double. Yeah, I think it was a double. Yeah, he's going to his Magnezone to take the potential Shockwave. He knows that I wouldn't want to stay in, knowing that I can't really get off a Leech Seed on Xatu, and Magnezone takes any hit that my Celesteela can go for, especially the dual stab. I am packing Earthquake, however, I wasn't gonna risk the fact that he's staying with his Xatu, or the fact that or banking on the fact that he's gonna be going into his Magnezone. That's why I switched out after he used his Nitrate to break my sub. So I really had no way to recover back the health on my Celesteela. So I am forced to go into my Coco, thinking that I can take any hit this Magnezone can go for. But as you can see, he does go for the Flash Cannon over there and does knock me out. So I'm forced to go into my Hawkeye, as that's one of the only few things that can check a Scarf Magnezone, which I actually didn't prep for. I do trigger my Unburden ability and pop the Electric Seed. And I do go for the Acrobatics, expecting a switch out from the Magnezone, but as he goes into his Groth, which is the Toxapex, he does reveal that he have the red card. He have the red card just for my Hawlucha, so I'll be forced out into my Shark from the red card after hitting that thing with Acrobatics, which did absolutely nothing, at 29%. So I'll be forced to switch out into my Kieran Black, as I don't want to take any damage or potential scald on my Shark. As he does go for another really good play, Toxic, expecting my switch, or just to hit 3 out of my 4 remaining mons for decent damage or residual damage, as he catches my Kieran Black off guard. So I won't be able to, I guess I can still set up a sub and try to beat this thing 1v1, but it really hinders my ability to recover, as I am only packing the leftovers, not the roost. So I didn't bother setting up a substitute, as I just want to get off damage on Toxapex and gauge what type of set he is. I do go for the Fusion Bolt into Earth Power, as he, as you can see, he does take those two relatively well, and the Fusion Bolt is actually indeed not a 2-hit KO. So that's why I am forced out into my Celesteela, I believe. The same turn that he switched into Buzzwole, so we both got a little bit tired right there. Especially the toxic on my Kyurem Black is squaring up. So I'll be forced to go into my Celesteela just so that just pretty much try to get off a Leech Seed on the Toxapex, as he does make a really good double right here, knowing that I'll probably want to switch out on the same turn and go into his Buzzwole. But I am aiming with my dedicated answer for the Buzzwole. However, he does bust out a Thunder Punch right here. I was expecting a switch into either Gyarados or just any other Mon, because the only two offensive moves that I have on this Celesteela are Shockwave and Earthquake. Hindsight, I should have probably gone for a Leech Seed right here, but I was expecting the Xatu to want to come in, but then again, he doesn't really know what type of set, or I guess what type of Celesteela I am running, as the only two moves I revealed at this point are Substitute and Shockwave. I should have gone for a Leech Seed in hindsight, but that's not what happened. He's just gonna hit me up with a Thunder Punch. I know that I won't be able to take the next one. I'll just stack my Celesteela right there, so I can get a free switch into my Hawkeye, the Halucha. And I think I made another prediction right here. Yep, expecting the Buzzwole to switch out, as he made another good play into his Scarf Xatu, which he reveals right here. He's gonna be going for the Trick on the following turn. As somehow he outspeeds me. I don't know what happened there. I don't know, maybe he's max speed, because I have no speed, or I guess very little speed investment in my Halucha. Oh, actually I already lost my Unburden ability because I got forced out once by that Toxapex. So he's gonna go for the Scarf Trick right here and force me to lock into either Dream Punch or Acrobatics, which he can take, I guess, the combination of both very well, no matter which move I decide to lock into. Plus the fact that he gave me his Scarf, my Acrobatics is actually only going to be doing 55 instead of the original 110 damage. So we do see that the Xatu take that very well, just because it's 55 damage instead of the original 110. So I'm just gonna go for another Acrobatics here, as he safely switched into his Magnezone and just gonna Volt Switch over my Kyurem Black once again, as I do go into that to take the Volt Switch. At this point, it's pretty much GG. He does play out the remainder of this game pretty well, as I'm just gonna be trying to come back into this game by going to my Halucha, predicting a fighting type move on my Kyurem Black, and my only play over there was actually going for the Dream Punch to try to net a KO on whatever comes in, expecting him to switch out. But I don't know the calc exactly. The Acrobatics, even if I gone for right there, despite it being quad effective, it might not be KO on the Buzzwole, and it's another really good play on his part, as he knows that there is no way for me to come back this game, even if he just stay in with his Buzzwole. He can just preserve differential that way. And as he does pick up the KO on the following turn, as I go for the Dream Punch and did literally 10% on that Buzzwole, and he's gonna be able to finish me off with a Thunder Punch on the following turn, get that Beast Boost, and as I go into my Kyurem Black, not be able to do too much back with the Dragon Claw, and he can just kill that thing with a Dream Punch. And Mashark, of course, as I go for the Strongjaw boosted Psychic Fang, I'm not gonna be able to knock out Buzzwole because he's flexing so hard, and he's just gonna be able to close the game with another Dream Punch. So 3 kills there in the end for Buzzwole. It's gonna be GG to Issac for sure. So I actually owe him an apology, I feel like. So first of all, I believe that I played this game very poorly. I do have the team to win, I feel like, despite my poor prep. I think I rushed my prep a little bit because this week or I guess the week prior, Issac does have an off week. He literally had 1 week to prep against me, but there is no reason, or I guess that's no excuse in my poor prep. I only spent, I think, half day, not even half day, I think just 1 or 2 hours in building this team without any mocks or any sort of I guess further, well, I guess a deeper understanding of the team, or just going over his roster and identify the potential threats. I deserve the 6-0 for sure. Not only I didn't prep well enough, and I was playing pretty bad in this battle because I was actually rushing it a little bit since we did have a long weekend. It's been a pretty busy long weekend for myself, so that means we have a shorter week, and I do have another battle I need to prepare for in the PCL. So I actually wanted to get this battle over with, so I can focus more on in my other league. That's what resulted me this 6-0, this clean 6-0 by Issac. But that's no excuse for my loss. It's definitely a very good battle on, or I guess not so much on my end, but very good prep for sure on Issac's end. Props to him for bringing that focus punch substitute Marowak. I believe he actually brought that once against Blake in the very first week. If I just go back to watch the replay a little bit more, I should have I guess take that into consideration. And the fact that I think the Xatu itself is what done it to, like, I wasn't even mad about the red card on the Toxapex, but the Xatu itself, the trick Xatu with the scarf to nullify, I guess just take on the Halucha in general, that's very smart on his end. Props to him. I expected, there's no way I would expect that, even if I spend 4 to 5 hours in making a team. So yeah, Issac is actually going to be the one who give us our first L in the TDL, and a clean 6-0 as well. This 6-0, he is very well deserved. That's all I can say. He brought the heat and it worked against me, and on top of that, I was very disappointed in the way I played and the way I prepped, but you bet I'll be coming back strong in the playoffs, and hopefully by then the Raptors can come out on top. So you better watch out, Issac. I'm on to you. So yeah, this is gonna be it from me this week. This is Admin Crow signing off. See you in the next one, technicians. Goodbye.